Hi everyone, well today we're going to review a bottle and brand that I've never had anything from before, but I'm very curious to try. We're going to review Wilderness Trail Bottled and Bond Wheated Bourbon. So as you can see, this is the Wilderness Trail, as I would call it, the yellow label. And for the longest time, I've seen these on the shelves, just passed them by, really didn't give it much thought. One time looked it up, I'm like, I'm not sure if the tasting notes, I looked up on, Breaking Bourbon just to get an idea. I was kind of on the fence, never really picked it up. Always around, 50 something dollars in most stores, and not a lot of stores that I've seen it at. But I was always curious. I see the yellow label and the black label. And for the longest time, I'm like, okay, what's the difference with them? I'm looking, and I completely missed the whole side where it said, the ingredients. And I looked it up finally. I'm like, okay, I saw what it said. The yellow label is the wheated bourbon, and the black label is the rye bourbon. But for some reason, I just never thought to look on the side where it does say corn wheat on this one and, corn rye on the other one. Very funny. But in any event, I finally said, I'm going to pick this up. I just got kind of curious, and I've heard people say good things about this. My curiosity is going to be at this proof level, will I like it, or I've heard the cask strength is very good. So we're going to get into it right now. In any event, this is a Bottled and Bond with all the requirements that Bottled and Bond carries. This is distillery is Wilderness Trail. I understand that this distillery was purchased by Campari Group, I think in 2022, but Wilderness Trail, I think, has been around since 2013. Being a Bottled and Bond, of course, it's 100 proof. And of course, that also means it's aged at least 4 years, even though it doesn't have an official age statement. We know it has to be at least 4. It is non-chill filtered, and it is a sweet mash where there's no backset used as in a sour mash. This is all new ingredients, with each batch. So it's a sweet mash. The mash bill on this one is 64% corn, 24% wheat, 12% malted barley. So that's a decent wheat amount. You're getting in that area where it's it's higher than a lot of other wheated bourbons. I always think of the Bardstown High Wheat at being 39 wheat. I think that's where it is. But 24 wheat is, you're looking at a quarter of it being wheat. It definitely should have a certain profile that I would expect from a wheated bourbon. And a fun fact, this was actually, when it was released, it was the first Bottled and Bond wheated sweet mash bourbon since Prohibition. That's what the company says on their website. So I'm kind of curious. Let's get this crack. It looks like a nice cork, and let's see what this tastes like. Here we go. And you can see from the front, it does note a batch number, 13C23A, and being a Bottled and Bond, of course, it shows where the distillery is. The code is VSPKY 20005. Okay, did you hear that? Because I didn't. That was officially the worst cork pop ever. There was no cork pop. And I got to be honest with you, I cheated a little bit because it happened the first time. I redid it a couple of times on video, and it wasn't the original cork pop. I tried it the second time and third time. I thought maybe I could have a better pop for the video. There's nothing there. I'm hoping that was really sealed. It did have the plastic on it. This is not my day with corks. And then earlier I had a broken cork on the Hard Truth. So this is not the day for corks for me. So, okay, we're going to put that aside. Let's see what the liquid is like. So in any event, I just did want to make that mention of the batch as a batch number. So I'm not sure if it's a small batch, just batches, but in any event. And the other thing I did want to mention is that this was, from what I understand, their flagship, or this is their flagship. I think this is where it all started for them, this wheated bourbon, and then it went from there. So color looks like it's medium. Not dark, not light. Let's give this a nose. It does have the characteristics to me that always hits me in a wheated bourbon. Some soft notes, some dough, bread, that kind of stuff. So let's give this a taste. Cheers. I'm getting definitely some strong wheat notes. By that I mean your notes I pick up in a wheated bourbon. First thing I'm kind of getting is a nice finish there. I'm getting some cinnamon. I'm getting some bread, some dough. Exactly what I would expect from a wheated bourbon, but kind of in a heavier dose. It's also 24%. Almost there's no rye in here, but I am getting maybe it's like a spice, but it's more like a cinnamon spice. there's an odd note with it, and I'm trying to place that. It's in between everything else I'm getting, and the vanilla and the caramel, the cinnamon, but the dough and the wheated soft notes. But this is a little bit sharper, and I wouldn't call it soft, but there's just an odd taste that's coming through it, and I can't place it. It's like kind of right in the middle of it. I don't know if I'd call it a bitter note, but there's something there that just I'm not getting. Okay, so I would say this is it seems tasty for the most part. It's just a note that I'm trying to figure out in this. I would say my initial thoughts on this is that this is good. I do have currently. I think I would have maybe some wheated bourbons that I would say are better. I'm going to do some blinds. I love doing wheated bourbon blinds. I love blinds in general, but particularly these types because I do really like wheated bourbons a lot. And we're going to match it up with a couple. I just got another bottle of the a second bottle of the Penelope wheated that I love, and it's lost almost every blind. So that's 95 proof. It's 100, and I have some other stuff. Too bad that I finished up the Bardstown High Wheat and also the Bardstown Black Label, which is the bottle and bond. That one would be a good one if I get another one of that, because the matchup is same proof and very close in wheat. The high wheat's a little higher. So in any event, I'm going to get more into this. As always, give you my first opinions. So first opinion at this one is I think this is good. I don't think it's the best wheated bourbon I have, but it does have some. There's two things I'm getting here. I'm getting some very flavorful notes, but then I'm getting one note that's cutting through the middle that is a little disturbing to me. I can't quite figure out. So I'm going to be back. I'm back to you on this one with blinds and more opinions as we get through this. So I'd say the first opinion is it's good. It's not my best wheated bourbon, but it is good, and we'll get more into it. Cheers. Take care.